Some people are mad that Roman Reigns beat The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship recently on Raw. And you know what? In some ways that is really sad. The Miz really has come into his own recently, and we all know the story with Roman Reigns. Multiple WrestleMania main events, multiple Royal Rumble wins. He retired The Undertaker. He's been a world champion about 72 million times. Not only that, but with this IC title win, he's now a Grand Slam champion, and he's not even in his mid-30s. I mean, he is smashing it. He is absolutely the boss. Well, that's Sasha Banks, but he's still a different type of boss. There is a reason for this though, and I mean like a legit, truthful reason. Why? Here's why. So yeah, while we are going to jump into the investigation side of things and sprinkle some opinion on the situation, there is an actual reason here as to why Roman Reigns is the new Intercontinental Champion. And it's not just because someone backstage went, oh, you know what would be really good? Could make Roman Reigns the IC Champion. I mean, I'm sure it did please Vince McMahon, but there's more to this than that. Straight up though, The Miz is actually going to be off TV and off Raw for a while because he's filming a movie. He's filming another entry in the Marine franchise. That's probably why the Shield gave him that massive powerbomb at the end of the show, because he needed a big reason as to why the commentators next week can go, The Miz isn't here, he's really hurt because Roman, Dean and Seth all whooped his ass, when in reality he's just in front of a camera going, I'm the Marine, which is kind of all those movies are. But that's the storyline reason, and that's why the belt was taken off of him. Although it does beg the question, who is still watching the Marine movies? I mean, I thought we all gave up after the Marine 1, and now we're on like the Marine number 6. I guess they just make a lot of money, and I guess a lot of people out there do actually enjoy them. So what do I know? Nothing. Should shut my mouth. I do think there's a little bit more here to jump into though, however, because I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, but why Roman Reigns? That's a fair question. That is a fair question, but I actually think there's a fair answer as well. Now, I've said stuff like this before, and it never transpires how I hope, and I end up looking like a massive goof, or more of a goof than I do usually in my everyday life. But I actually think it's good that Roman Reigns won the Intercontinental Championship because he's Roman Reigns. I know that sounds stupid, but bear with me. We all know that Roman Reigns is the chosen one, and he's going to be the chosen one until the end of time. I mean, what is going to happen now to change that? Aliens could come down, and Vince McMahon is still going to book Roman Reigns like a hero, and I don't even know what that means. What have aliens invading got to do with World Wrestling Entertainment? Nothing. This does tie in, however, because as good as The Miz was, and don't get me wrong, he is damn good, the IC Championship is still not at the level that it needs to be, and that needs to happen even more so, because at the moment Brock Lesnar is essentially the world champion. I know they call him the Universal Champion, but he's the world champion, which is not on TV that much. There's an opening there, there's a gap. The reason I never minded Brock's sporadic appearances is because one, it did allow Lesnar to feel more special as it would, but also two, it presented a wonderful opportunity to focus on the IC title and get that up and running again. Because I'm an old man and walk around with a stick, I remember when the IC title was so important that on occasion you actually thought to yourself, I think that's better belt than the world belt. Now this does tie into the bigger problem with WWE Championships in the sense that a lot of them do feel like a waste of time. Like, they don't feel like they used to, they don't feel important, and they feel a bit throwaway. But that isn't something that can't be rectified within a few months. I mean, look what the WWE is doing with the F5 at the moment. At the moment, the F5 is destroying everybody to the point we now go, if Brock Lesnar hits somebody with the F5, they're going to lose. And the reason they're doing this is because WrestleMania 34, guess who's going to kick out of the F5? That's right, Roman Reigns. The commentators can make a big deal out of it, and to be fair, we'll probably react huge because we've been conditioned to do so now. Still though, this process has to start somewhere. So if Roman Reigns from this point on till WrestleMania can tell us how important the Intercontinental Championship, have match after match where the IC belt is front and center, and just do a great job of ramming down our throats that you need to care about the IC title, that is going to help the whole company going forward. That helps even more because Roman Reigns does have to lose that title at some point. And yeah, I know. That will probably all be for naught because WWE will screw him out the title, or there'll be some dodgy finish where he doesn't actually lose. We don't know that for now, so let's be positive and keep our fingers crossed. Whoever does beat Roman can not only chirp on that, hey, I beat Roman Reigns for this IC Championship, but then if Roman Reigns does win the Universal title at WrestleMania 34, which he probably will, there's a ready-made challenger, all good to go. Whoever wins that IC title from Roman Reigns can come out the next night on Raw and go, listen dude, I beat you for that championship, and now I'm going to beat you for the other championship too. That's pretty smart long-term booking to me, and at least gets me excited, and would mean that come 2018, we've got 2 titles we can care about. Not just one. Well, I guess we kind of care about the tag team titles as well, maybe. But again, more can be done and more should be done. talk like a robot there, talk like a narrator on an Apple neck. So while in reality all of these decisions are a matter of circumstance, I don't think this was the plan a few weeks ago. I don't think anybody sat down and said, look guys, the plan for the end of 2017 is to make Roman Reigns the IC champ. It's just happened that way. We can make the best of this situation. And sure, it would have been great if someone like Braun Strowman had been given this opportunity. I mean, that would have been cool, but it ain't going to help Braun. Braun is Braun. He's over regardless, no matter what he does with the title. I'm sure I'm over-hoping here, but I'm going to continue to hope that all this happened because, yes, one, it's Roman, but also, two, that there is a plan here. There is a plan to make the IC Championship feel more important. I mean, why on earth would you want a worthless piece of tin on your show? That doesn't equal ratings. Who tunes into worthless piece of tin tonight, 10 p.m? Also, when was the last time we saw the damn IC Championship defended on a show? I'm sure it was actually a lot sooner than I remember, but that's the point. The fact I don't remember, the fact that information has already escaped my head, kinda sums up the whole problem to begin with. So I do understand the frustration that all these opportunities do seem to go to the man known as Roman Reigns. But it can't go on for too long, because he has to get to WrestleMania 34 to compete for the big boy belt, so he's got to lose that belt at some point. Unless, of course, the new plan is to have Brock Lesnar Universal Champion against Roman Reigns IC Champion, winner takes all. And then come the end of WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, Roman Reigns stands there, one belt in one hand, one belt in the other hand, everybody boos and everybody cries. And you know what, if that does happen, yeah, go absolutely nuts, because that is too much. I'm all for trying to rev up titles, but we do not need to give everything to one man, especially given the current situation. In fact, imagine from this point on, Roman's the IC champion, then he wins the Royal Rumble, then he goes on to main event Mania 34, and he wins the Universal title. It'll be the apocalypse. It'll be the end of days. Think how many comments there are going to be on internet threads. It'll be the Romanocalypse. That was terrible. Somebody deserves to punch me in the face. Why did I even say that? Why did I even say that? Why do I let these things come out my mouth? Now it's out there. Now it's out there on YouTube. There's nothing I can do to take it back. What a terrible, terrible day. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about Roman Reigns being the IC champion. Like, share and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com, read yourself some articles and follow What Culture on Twitter. What Culture WWE. My name is Simon Miller from What Culture. I am the master of the Y series.
So, thanks for watching. Please feel free to click on any of these things around my head, or something terrible might happen to the dog. Too sweet me, bro. Traitor. Traitor.